Welcome back to Character Conversions, where I try to bring fictional characters to life in D&D. Today's a request from Essential and the Cable. From Trollhunters we build Jim Lake Jr. Before we get started, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit the notification bell. And as always, you can find the character sheets for free on Patreon. For stats, we'll be using the standard array of the Player's Handbook, divided up as you see here. Dexterity gets our 15 just to lay some foundations for later, but our primary stat will be Charisma. While a longsword will typically require strength, we will get around that. For race, Jim is a human, but I guess becomes a half-troll at one point, but then also later gets turned back. So for this, I'm going to go with half-orc. Maybe ask your GM if you can flavor it as being half-troll, then you also get that blood hunter aesthetic of the monster hunting monsters baked in. As a half-orc, we increase our strength by +2 and our constitution by +1. We have dark vision up to 60 feet, menacing gives us proficiency with intimidation to counteract our low charisma, relentless endurance allows us to once per long rest when we are reduced to 0 hit points instead be reduced to 1 hit point, savage attacks allows us to roll an additional weapon die on a critical hit, and finally we speak Common and Orc for languages. For background, Jim is still a student when he finds the Amulet of Daylight, so to represent this we will be going with Cloistered Scholar from Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. This gives us proficiency with History and Arcana as skills, we learn an additional 2 languages of our choice, I recommend Draconic and Giant, and our feature is Library Access, granting us free access to most of the library of our cloister. For class, since we start out getting power from a magic amulet, we will be starting out with Warlock. This gives us a d8 hit die, proficiency with Wisdom and Charisma saves, light armor and simple weapons, and for skills we will grab Investigation and Religion. As a first level Warlock, we choose our otherworldly patron. We'll be going with Hexblade to make up for our low strength. This grants us Hexblade's Curse, allowing us to curse someone within 30 feet as a bonus action. We gain a bonus to damage equal to our proficiency bonus, and also crit on a 19 to 20. If the cursed target dies, we regain hit points equal to our Warlock level plus our Charisma modifier. As far as D&D trolls go, this does give us some vague regeneration vibes. Next, we gain Hex Warrior. This gives us proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. After finishing a long rest, we can select a weapon we are proficient with that lacks the two-handed property, and we are now able to use our Charisma modifier in place of our Strength or Dexterity. Our Pact Magic grants us 2 cantrips and 2 first-level spells this level. For cantrips, we'll be taking Chill Touch and Green Flame Blade. These are because we are taking some liberties with the difference between trolls and the source material in D&D. If we want to be a troll hunter in D&D, we want Chill Touch to prevent regeneration at range, and Green Flame Blade to make sure we have fire on our hand for killing blows. For our first level spells, we'll grab Hex and Shield. We want to make sure we can deal enough damage to need that killing blow, while also avoiding it ourselves, and Jim is able to generate barriers, so that is appropriate. As a second level Warlock, we gain 2 Eldritch Invocations and another first level spell. For Invocations, we'll grab Armor of Shadows, allowing us to cast Mage Armor at will. And also now our representation of being able to conjure armor and Beguiling Influence will give us proficiency with Deception and Persuasion. Our Charisma is listed as one of our most powerful attributes, so it's good to have the most important Charisma skills. For our first level spell, we'll grab Expeditious Retreat to represent our superhuman speed. Third level Warlocks choose their Pact Boon and a second level spell. Though it's a little backwards here, we are taking Pact of the Talisman. This gives us an amulet that when we fail an ability check allows us to add a d4 to the roll, potentially turning it into a success. We can do this a number of times equal to our proficiency bonus each long rest. For our second level spell, we will grab Mirror Image. As I normally say, this is less about representing something from the source and more about just making sure we can more effectively trade blows in melee. Though if you really want, you could say it represents our duplication ability. As a 4th level Warlock, we gain our first ability score improvement. We'll drop this into our Charisma, raising it to a 16. Next, we gain an additional cantrip and another second level spell. For our cantrip, we'll grab Blade Ward. And for our second level spell, Invisibility. Maybe a little stronger than our Camouflage ability, but the theme is the same. At 5th level, now that we have the basics of our build, a talisman that can both summon us armor and a weapon, let's boost our direct combat ability a bit. We multiclass over to Paladin, granting us a d10 hit die, Divine Sense, and Lay on Hands. Divine Sense allows us to, as an action, a number of times equal to 1 plus our Charisma modifier, detect the presence of Celestials, Fiends, or Undead within 60 feet, so long as they aren't behind total cover. Lay on Hands allows us to replenish a number of hit points equal to 5 times our Paladin level each long rest. Our second level in Paladin grants us a Fighting Style, Divine Smite, and first level spells. For our Fighting Style, we will pick up Unarmed Fighting to represent the training from Blink Key and Draw. This will allow us to deal 1d6 with an unarmed strike, 1d8 if both hands are empty. Divine Smite is how we will make sure when we hit a troll they stay down. This allows us to expend a spell slot when we hit with an attack to deal an additional 2d8 radiant damage. The damage is increased by 1d8 for each spell level higher than first to a maximum of 5d8. And if the target is undead or fiend, the damage is increased by an additional 1d8 to a maximum of 6d8. 7th level and our 3rd level in Paladin means we choose our oath. Given that every time we use the amulet we shout, "For the glory of Merlin," the Oath of Glory seems the best choice here. We gain Divine Health, making us immune to disease. Next we gain Channel Divinity, and we're able to use it for the abilities Peerless Athlete and Inspiring Smite. Peerless Athlete allows us to, as a bonus action for the next 10 minutes, have advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks, double the weight we can carry, push, drag, and lift, and the distance of our long jump and high jumps increases by 10 feet. Inspiring Smite allows us to, as a bonus action after dealing damage with our Divine Smite, grant 2d8 plus our Paladin level temporary hit points, divided between anyone within 30 feet, including ourselves. 8th level is our next ability score improvement. We'll drop this into our Charisma again, raising it to an 18. 9th level and our 5th level in Paladin grants us extra attack and 2nd level spells. Extra attack means now when we take the attack action we can make 2 attacks instead of 1. 10th level grants us Aura of Protection, in my opinion one of the best abilities in the game. Now we and any friendly creatures within 10 feet get to add our Charisma modifier to their saving throws, so long as we are conscious. 7th level Oath of Glory Paladins gain Aura of Alacrity. Our walking speed is now increased by 10 feet. In addition, if we aren't incapacitated, any ally who starts their turn within 5 feet of us increases their speed by 10 feet until the end of that turn. 12th level is our next ability score improvement. We'll drop this into our Charisma once again, capping it off at 20. 13th level sees us gaining access to our 3rd level spells. Only thing notable to point out here is perhaps that we now have access to the Daylight spell, meaning that we now have the second half of our chant, "Daylight is mine to command." 14th level sees us gaining the Aura of Courage. Now we and friendly creatures within 10 feet can't be frightened while we are conscious. As an 11th level Paladin we gain Improved Divine Smite. Now whenever we hit a creature with a melee weapon, the creature takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage. 16th level is our next ability score improvement. We'll trade this for the Resilient feat, increasing our dexterity to a 16 and giving us proficiency with dexterity saving throws. 17th level sees us gaining access to 4th level spells. No particular spells here that will help us with taking care of trolls except maybe Death Ward. As a 14th level Paladin we gain Cleansing Touch. Now we can use our action to end one spell on ourselves or a willing creature we touch. We can do this a number of times equal to our Charisma modifier each long rest. 15th level Oath of Glory Paladins gain Glorious Defense. Now whenever we or another creature we can see within 10 feet of us is hit by an attack roll, we can use our reaction to grant a bonus to the target's AC against the attack, potentially causing it to miss. The bonus equals our Charisma modifier. If the attack misses, we can make one weapon attack against the attacker as part of this reaction, provided the attacker is within our weapon's range. We can use this ability a number of times equal to our Charisma modifier each long rest. 20th level and the capstone of our build is our final ability score improvement. We'll drop this into our dexterity again, raising it to an 18. End result sees us with an AC of 17 with our mage armor and an average of 149 hit points. Assuming we get ourselves a longsword, maybe sell some of our starting equipment for one, if we wield it two-handed we will average 15 damage a hit, 30 damage a round. Given that an average troll's regeneration is just 10 points, we know we leave them with some lasting damage. With our 2 4th level spell slots and 1 round with Divine Smites, we could nova 75 damage on average. The average troll packing 84 hit points, that means we can cast Green Flame Blade next turn and finish them off. So with average numbers, we can finish off a troll in single combat in 2 rounds. While most of our spell slots will be used for smiting, we still have a pool of 80 hit points in Lay on Hands to keep ourselves going, which can further reflect our half-troll nature. And because of our various auras with our Oath of Glory, we can effectively lead our allies into battle as well. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment your opinions or suggestions for new builds. Please remember to subscribe and to stop by Patreon for the character sheets of all my builds. I hope all your 20s are natural, and I'll see you next time.